There are so many places where we can build our following across several different platforms, and even within a platform such as Facebook, we can build our followings in groups, on our personal page, and on our business page. So I know a lot of you have asked me, how do you grow a Facebook group? So today we're talking about the best ways to grow your Facebook community. Stick around. You're listening to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast.
Welcome to Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast. And now your host, Meliss-Ep.
Hey, everybody. Today we're talking about Facebook groups. They're so powerful. Maybe you're part of a lot of different groups. Maybe you're part of interest groups, so you find people who are interested in the same things as you. Maybe you're part of some business groups or healing groups or coaching groups where you can really talk about your business and work together. And maybe you have your own Facebook group. And when you have your own Facebook group, you have to put as much effort into it as you would for any other platform that you're on, as far as engaging with people, creating content, and really providing a lot of value. And you guys have heard it from me a million times, but the two things you need for a successful online business are to build a relationship and provide value. And Facebook groups are no different. So before we get started with Facebook groups, I want to make sure that you have a name that you have selected that you like, but not only that, you want it to be really clear and to the point. If it's super cutesy, people don't know who it's for. Plus, your keywords are searchable in the title. So you want to put the title of your group as not only who you're serving, but include the keywords of the people who you are serving are going to be searching for, the words that they're going to be searching for. So for example, if your target market are people who want to lose weight, they might be searching for meal plans or workouts or how to lose weight. And so the name of your group shouldn't be Super Coach Margaret. Instead, it should include the keywords that your people are searching for. For example, group for women trying to lose weight and get meal plans. Because those are the words they're searching for, that's what's going to come up. So be very, very clear. That's going to be better than cutesy. Also, you want to make sure that you have the name for your group with a logo and the cover picture and the description, and you want to set up all of the questions. To find out more about what you can put into your Facebook group and how to optimize it, go look for podcast 317, which is part of my optimizing series called Optimizing Your Facebook Group. And you can learn how to do all of that there. But for now, I'll assume that you've optimized your group and you're ready to hit the ground running. Just remember, it is a lot of work. There is no point to have a Facebook community that you aren't going to pour into. So don't just start one because you think, oh, it's a great idea, and then not actually spend time there. You have to really engage with your followers. You have to be consistent. You have to be posting content. Otherwise, there's no point in having the group. And it's better to stay focused growing in other areas than it is to have a half-done group. So if you have committed to being consistent in your group, then I want you to make sure that you're filling it with potential leads. This is your ideal dream client, not just anybody, not everyone on your block, all your parents, siblings, friends. No, we want to put the people in here who are most likely to get the most out of what you are teaching in this group. So we don't just want people there, we want high quality people there because those are the people that are going to want to engage. Remember, using live video is very powerful. So if you can go live in your group consistently, that's going to bring people in together to really get to know you on a deeper level. And that's going to help the engagement and also conversion into sales. Now, you can advertise your group by putting it as an option, like a freebie or a resource at the bottom of your email signature or any of your posts, or you can talk about your group in your lives or when you're having conversations with other people. So don't forget to mention, hey, I've got this group. It's for these types of people. If this interests you, come hop on in. That's how you're going to fill your group, by engaging with people, providing the value, and then saying, you know, if you want more of this, we do a lot of this here in my group. Come on in. Also, if you're posting great content on your personal page and you talk a little bit about your group, people who enjoy the content that you're posting are going to want to take those next steps with you because it's a free next step just to get more information, to learn more, to educate themselves, and to get closer to you as you stand out in your industry. So just remember to make it a lot of fun. If you're going to be stressed out about this, it's going to come off that way, and that energy is going to go out into the world, and you're going to bring in people who don't want to engage with you, who don't see this as fun, who aren't having a good time. So put out the energy that you want other people to bring in to the community. And also make sure that your message is very, very clear. You want to engage with people about the specific issues you help them with. So just make sure your messaging around those issues is really clear. The next thing is promotion. We need to talk about how to get people in here. You have to promote. So at the very beginning, when you're first starting out, the best way you can promote your Facebook groups are to go into other people's Facebook groups, and on their promo days, sometimes they may say specifically, hey, what is your Facebook group? Who here has a Facebook group? And you would just comment below that. Sometimes the promo days say, share with us whatever you want, and you can share your group. But don't just put the link to your group. Explain what the group is. Who is it for? Why do people want to be there? And then put the link. Also, you can host challenges in your group. I personally host challenges outside of my group in a pop-up Facebook group, but so many of my colleagues do host challenges within their actual group. That brings a flood of people in to the group who partake in the challenge, and then they stay in the group after the length of the challenge. So you can promote your Facebook challenge, which will get people naturally to your group. And also, you can promote your free offers in other people's groups, trainings in other people's groups, as long as you're in groups that allow for that. And then in the back end, like on the thank you page or something like that, you can say, hey, there's more of this where that came from. Come join the Facebook group. So really promoting your Facebook group really is about just letting people know, putting it on all of your things, on all your funnels, in your emails, on your biographies, in the bios in all of your social media platforms. Just keep mentioning it everywhere, and eventually people are going to trickle in. Now, a Facebook group is essentially a community. It's a community of people that you cultivate. So you want to make sure that you are the leader of this community, and the community is being built and celebrated in the way that you would want your community to be built and created. So you have to bring to the table what you want to have them get out of it. So create that engagement. Maybe you have some exciting things going on, a contest with some prizes. That's going to create some engagement. Being really authentic, showing up as your real self every single week consistently, or every single day consistently, is really going to help people connect with you and build that relationship. And as you're teaching on your subject, what you're doing is you are showing your passion for this industry, for the niche that you've selected. They understand that you are passionate about this subject. You are passionate about helping them, and that comes through by showing up all the time. Want to connect about all your marketing needs and have access to all my free resources? Connect with other health and life coaches, healers, and virtual assistants that support those types of businesses. Join the fun over at magneticmarketingmastermind.com. So it's not about your product or your service, it's about how you can serve. And we're going to talk a little bit about value in a minute, but that does help build the community. And that consistency piece is really, really key. So many people say, oh, I started a Facebook group, but I forgot I haven't posted in there in a while. And there's no engagement. I don't know why. That's why. You have to be consistent. And it builds over time. So if you're consistent for 2 months and you're still not hearing things, you could tweak a few things along the way, but that doesn't mean nothing's working. If you show up every single day for a year, your group's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger slowly along the way. So we can't just test things for short periods of time. That's why I say it's a big commitment to start a Facebook group. So if you're committed, actually show up and commit for the long term. And on the idea of building a community, yes, you are the leader of this community, but this should not be about you. This is about them, the people in the community. You're just facilitating that conversation and the education. So to build a community around other people means you need to focus the things that you speak about within that community about the needs of those people. And that's a nice segue into the third thing, which is value. Value is how we do online business successfully. It's about building that relationship and providing the value. So when we talk about providing value, it's paying attention to what they need and then getting their attention again and again. You have to earn their attention, and you have to do it every day. It's not easy to run a group because you can't just pop in once in a while. You have to show up every single day. And the value that you provide has to be genuine. It has to offer support, not just fluff, things that people really want to learn and really need help with. So this could look like sharing the process that you're going through. Hey, I tried this strategy. This is what works for me. Oh, I did this thing. I like to do it this way. This is something that I've been trying out recently or testing recently, and I really love it. This is what it is. So you're always sharing what it is you're doing, what is your process, whether it's your morning ritual, or if you're talking about meditation, or if you're talking about a strategy on how you can set better boundaries, anything that has to do with coaching, healing. It really doesn't matter what your industry is. For example, I'll share my process on right now growing a Facebook group, or on my live videos in my community. I might talk about my process for getting clients, or my process for sending out emails. So whatever it is, you just share your process, and that is genuine support. That is really the value that people come to your community to look for. It's not watching you grow, watching you excel, and then you say, hey, buy my stuff. It's more about, this is what's working for me. I'm going to share with you how I'm doing it. And people will then learn something of value, even if they never become a customer. And that truly is the essence of online business. You are here to serve. You are here to provide. You are here to help. And it's kind of like this conditional or unconditional love, right? We unconditionally love certain family members. They could screw up 100 times and we still love them. But if someone comes in and is like, I conditionally love you, you're like, I'm only lovable in these certain ways. And I want you to think about that for your clients in your community. The people in your community, even if they're not clients, is basically what I'm saying here. So the people in your community, you should have this unconditional service. I'm giving you service because you're sitting here in my group, not conditional service that I'm only giving you service if you buy my stuff. It's unconditional. You're here to serve and serve and serve. And because you're teaching and serving and helping, you're making an impact on the lives of certain people who are going to want to take it further with you. And you're making an impact on the people who don't buy anything from you. So if you lead with service, the money will naturally follow. It's when you're only thinking about money. How many people do I have to get into my program to make this amount of money? Money, 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 money. And when you're driven by money, you forget about the service, and then you're not providing the value and your community isn't building. So start with the service. How can I provide service? How can I help these people? How can I encourage them? How can I make them better or more successful or stronger or healthier or whatever it is? How can I do that? And then the people who want to take it further, those are the people who will become your clients. Okay, and the last part is creating partnerships and cultivating relationships. Again, it's all about relationships and value. So now we know how to set up the group. Now we know how to create the community. Now we know how to provide value. And the last thing is, how do we build a relationship within this community that we've created? So few things. The create partnerships is part of promoting your group, because this podcast is called How to Grow the Group, the best ways to grow the Facebook group. And that is to find other people who share a similar audience to you and borrow their audience. You can share audiences. You'll share their audience, they'll share your audience, create a partnership. So look for opportunities where these partnerships may be available, and you can talk in their groups about something that will bring those people from their group into your group, or you can be a guest on somebody's podcast, or you can be on an online virtual summit, and everybody's sharing each other's audiences here. So you can figure out, what do my audience really need in order to succeed? And I can provide them A, but what else do they need? Maybe they need B. And then you go find who provides B, because their audience has B and probably needs A. So you guys would share your audience. Maybe they'd go live in your group, you'd go live in their group, and people would flow from one group to the next. So that's the partnership. But what about the relationship with potential clients, people in your world, people in your group, people outside of your group that you want to get into your group? These are the people you want to be building relationships with because they have something in common with you and you can help them. There's a potential there. And honestly, there's a potential for them to help you as well. So you want to engage with these people in comments. You want to create conversations. You want to show up. You want to reply to their conversation comments. If they've commented under something, you reply. So you have a back and forth. Get to know the people in your group as individuals themselves. One by one, figure out who they are, what they do, and how you have something in common. What is that common thread? That's how relationships are built. That's how friendships are built. That's how marriages are built. Learn about one another. So these are my advice pieces to you today. I hope that you take them away and start implementing them. And just know that this takes time. It is a process just like anything else. Once you commit to building your group, you have to really show up and play for that long game. And if you can do that over time, things will grow. And if you don't have the time and energy to put into growing your group, that's okay. You don't have to do that now. You don't have to do that ever. There's so many different ways to market yourself online. Pick and choose what works best for you and only bring on something else once you've mastered the thing before. So if you are ready for Facebook groups, I'd love to hear about your group and I'd love to find out how the growth is going for you. Plus, you can join our group here, my community, at magneticmarketingmastermind.com. So I hope to see you in the Facebook groups.
Thanks for listening to the Marketing Tips with Meliss podcast at www.marketingtipswithmeliss.com.
Hey, coaches and healers, it's time to feel supported in your business. Head on over to our free community to get access to my best resources for free. I'm talking marketing tips, business strategy, feedback, and so much more. Join now at magneticmarketingmastermind.com. See you there.